This is the Aftermarket Radio Network. It's your weekly Blitz with Chris, keeping you in the game.
Good morning and hello, everyone. I hope the year has treated you well and you're having a great day. I can't believe we're putting a bow on 2021 and getting ready to ring in 2022. Coach Chris Cotton here from AutoFix-Auto Shop Coaching, where we work hard to support your auto repair shop's financial success. If you have an idea for a show topic or just want to talk shop, feel free to get with me at chris@autofixsos.com. Let's get started with year-end review 2021 and looking ahead to 2022. I absolutely cannot believe that 2021 is over and we're almost into 2022. Seems like the last 18 months or so have been pretty crazy, but I believe as a whole, things have settled in nicely and the industry is really doing great and really progressing. I hope that holds true for the next couple of years. From some research I've done and some, just internal thought processes, I think 2022 will be a great year. Most of 2023 will be pretty good. Might get into a little bit of stickiness at the end of 2023, maybe October or so. I think for the most part, we're just going to keep growing and keep going. Kind of on that, all of my repair shops this last year have done really well. They've done really well because we did a great job taking care of customers. And that's one of the things that we found very early in COVID is that if we take really great care of the customers will say yes. They'll spend those relationship coins back with us and they'll let us take great care of them. Most shops out there are at least a couple of days booked out. Some are booked 2-3 weeks out, depending on technician availability and everything like that. But really as a whole, since I started writing service 30 years ago, I don't think our industry has been this strong with this much money being pumped into it for all types of exciting new things and products. And I'll talk about that here in a minute. A project that I'm working with, or a company that I'm working with on a project on, and really just what's happening in the industry is absolutely amazing. New people getting into the industry. I'm going to talk about a young lady that's taken over her father's shop, something that she said that I heard in an interview with Carm a couple of days ago that I just thought was amazing and I wanted to share it. And just life in general is really good right now. For our business, we've been as busy as we've ever been. We had about a 30% increase over last year. We're probably looking at that again next year with our normal products and our product line, and then some things that we've improved, and then some new things that we're going to bring out that I'm going to talk about here in just a minute. But as a whole, I'm just super excited about where we've been and what we've done. Personally, I've worked on my fitness this year. It's still a struggle. It's still something that I continue to struggle with. The older you get, stuff just doesn't work like it used to. And then also being somebody that's behind a computer or on the phone all day, I have to get up early in the morning, get my workouts in, get my walking in, and move on from there. Personally, Kimberly and I, our daughter, she went off to college. She just returned back after her first semester of college. I can't believe it. It seems like she was just a teeny tiny young lady with her pigtails on, bossing me around then. Now she's almost 6 feet tall, 18 years old, bossing me around. So it is what it is, though. No, she's a pretty good kid. And I'm also sitting here talking to the marketing team, and it dawned on me that in February of 2022, I'll celebrate 10 years as a business coach. I can't even imagine. The great thing about that is I've been able to touch a lot of lives. Hopefully, for the most part, all of those have been positive and everything's been great. I can't think of many, if any, that we've lost along the way. Pretty much everybody that asks for help and is open to receiving it gets help and they get to where they want to go. But 10 years as a coach, almost 19,000 hours of phone coaching time, and really just the growth as a business from what we've done, offering new things. That 19,000 hours now has in it a lot of Zoom time because that's what we've done and that's what people like. And in the beginning, I was reluctant to it because I didn't want people to sit there and watch me work while I was trying to take notes and everything else. But I've found a way, with split screens, multiple screens, we can do that and still contact and build a relationship with each other. We've gone to, instead of doing things the old way and sending emails and things like that, we've built out our Trello board so that each of our clients has their own individual Trello board. We can put things that we're working on, things that we want to do, and things that were completed on there. If I'm talking to a client and we get into a subject that I've done a podcast episode on, or a video on, or a blog article about, or YouTube video, instead of me having to send an email with it in there and it getting lost in the email, I can just take and add it to that board, and it's something that's active that we can both work on all the time. Such amazing new things that we're working on and that we're able to use and bring to market for our clients. One of the other things that I look back on and think about is all the visits that we've done, all the shop visits, all the shop evaluations we've done in person, the peer groups that we've done, the peer groups that I've facilitated. I got a notification on my phone the other day because, of course, the Google robots are tracking you all the way and everywhere you go. And it said that we had almost 25,000 miles, or a little over 25,000 miles. We've traveled the earth once this year around it, if you put all those miles and stacked them on end. And, we've been East Coast, West Coast, North, South, everywhere. It's been really, really amazing. And I can't imagine how this next year is going to affect me as a coach, as a person, as a father, as a husband. I'm just really, really amazed and really ready to get into next year and see how it goes. Earlier, I kind of mentioned some of the new technology out there. One of the things that I started working on is with a company called ServiceUp. And if you haven't heard of them, they're on the West Coast right now. But what that is it's a remote service advising company where, let's say you're a customer and you need your car done, you're busy, you've been locked in because of the coronavirus or whatever it is, and you don't have time to go out. You can find us on an app. You can give us a call. We have a network of drivers. We have a network of repair shops, and we send the driver out to your house. We pick up the car. We take it to the repair shop. The repair shop then interfaces with us, or ServiceUp, if you will, and we handle the transaction. We handle all the customer-facing side of it. We handle the invoicing. We pay the shop through Bill.com. We take the car back, and it's seamless. We're working on that. We're in one market. We're expanding to other markets, and we've got a really lot of great things going on with that. It may not be something that you'll hear of in 2022, but I guarantee you in 2023, you'll be like, hey, this is something that I've heard of. Maybe where did I hear from this before? And you can trace it back to here. If you're interested in this and interested in this in your city, please get with me. You got my email, chris@autofixsos.com. I'll repeat the email and the phone number again at the end. If you want to learn more, or if you're interested, or if you want to go on a waiting list in your city, or just learn more about it, let me know. Okay. One of the other things that we've been working on, so for clients that are familiar with us or use us, we have a profit gateway where we track 25 KPIs, and those are really the ones that we use to run the profitability of the business on, and its metrics. One of my early on coaches told me, he said, Chris, if we track it and measure it, we can improve it. So that's one of the things that we really work on, is tracking and measuring. But I don't want to give you so many KPIs that you're just like, oh my God, I need a PhD to figure this out. This is, real world level stuff. So having said all that, if you're familiar with our profit gateway, we track those KPIs. We're going to debut a tire profit gateway in 2022. So everybody that's already a client of ours will be able to add this tire profit gateway in. And it just gives us one more tool. So right now we're tracking the parts and labor side of the business. And for those of you that do tires and have that in there, then it's kind of just thrown all in. But what the tire profit gateway is going to do is we're going to track tires, road hazard sales, alignments, rotation and balances, flat repairs, things like that, the other things that are associated with that, so that we can grow that side of your business as well. If you follow me very much, you'll know I'm super passionate about tires. Everybody should be selling tires. Everybody should be doing it as a service. That's one of the things that we're going to debut this next year. If you're not a client of ours or you're not interested in coaching and you would like access to the gateway, we do have that as a subscription base. It's run off a Microsoft platform and we have to pay them. And then we have some administrative costs in there. But if you're interested in either one of our gateways or both of them, again, contact me and we can talk about it and get you set up. Another great thing we're going to do, because of the virus and other things, some of our peer groups lost some steam and some of them really thrived. And one of the things that we found was communication. So we pretty much went back to the drawing board on our peer groups and reworked the program. We came up with a completely new program, completely how we're going to communicate with each other. We're going to use a video feature that everybody can have as an app on their phone. Instead of texting or emailing, you can just do a quick video and then the whole group can chime in really quickly every day. You know, we're still going to keep up our other ways, our private Facebook groups. We'll still contact each other through email, but we're going to add the video portion to it. We're going to have our in-person meetings, but then we're also going to have 2 Zoom meetings every month. The first one kind of talk about what happened at the last month and setting up the next month. And then we're going to check in at the end of the month and go from there. And then we'll have our Facebook group. So look out for those. The other thing we're going to do with that is we're not going to just keep it auto repair specific. We're going to keep it, maybe to coin a term, maybe into the aftermarket a little bit. We're going to open it up to auto body shops. We're going to open it up to car wrapping shops. We're going to open it up to, if you're on the coast and you have a marine repair shop, whether you do it at your shop or elsewhere, if you have a airplane repair facility, we're going to take all of those and we're going to put them in a group together and we're going to share what we have. We're going to share what we've learned. And I know there's things from the auto repair side of it that we can share, and there's things that we can learn from these other industries. I have 100% faith in that. So look for those coming out. It's going to be limited in the beginning. We'll open groups. We're going to open groups one at a time, and then everybody else will go on a waiting list. And then as we fill that group, we'll fill the next one, and then move on from there. Kind of looking back to this year, in the very beginning, I hosted a meeting or facilitated a meeting in Charleston in February. I can't believe it's almost been a year. And during the first 15 minutes, I get up and talk about how I see the coming year and everything else like that. So I challenged the group, and I've said this repeatedly, that what you allow is what will continue. So we cannot continue to keep doing the same things we've always done and expect a different result. So that was really my mantra for 2021 and everything that we were putting out there. Having said that, the 2022 one, what we're going to talk about is don't put a wishbone where your backbone should be. This came out of a great coaching session that I had with a shop owner. She was really having a trouble. She was one of those people that just kind of let things ride along, and the shop did what it did. And we had a couple of hard weeks there where I was really pushing her and challenging her to make some improvements and move the business forward. She finally kind of drew a line in the sand and was like, hey, this is my business. I'm going to stand up for it. I'm going to work for it a little bit. You know, maybe a little bit facetiously. I tried to say it as nicely as I could, but I was trying to drive the point home. And I got real quiet and I asked her, I said, did you feel that? And she's like, no, what? And I was like, that's your backbone growing just a little bit. And she took a little bit of offense to it, but she also said, you know what? She goes, I guess really what you're trying to tell me is, Chris, for a long time, I've been putting a wishbone where my backbone should be. And it's time for me to grow a backbone and change the business. And I was like, yeah, I could not have said that any better. That was 8 years ago. That was very early in my coaching career. It was a great, impactful meeting. If you follow us on social media, we just reshared that because I shared it 8 years ago after it happened because I was like, wow, don't put a wishbone where your backbone should be. And it popped up last week. So we reshared it on LinkedIn and Facebook. But so that's what 2022 is going to be about, is don't put a wishbone where your backbone should be. Okay. Take charge of your business. There's a lot of people that are great business owners. They're just not great people persons. And they might be great with customers, but they dance on eggshells all the time with employees. So really, really, if I have to drill in and focus a little bit harder, that's kind of what I'm talking about. Don't let the inmates run the asylum. All right. Don't put a wishbone where your backbone should be. One of the other things that I'm going to focus on in 22, I recently was watching, I think, a Facebook Live that Carm did. He does one every week where he talks to a shop owner and they do a walk around of the shop or a video of the shop. And there was a young lady from Minnesota. I believe her name was Ashlan Kaplan. If I get your name wrong, Ashlan, I apologize. She took over the repair shop from her father, and she's working on things in the shop. And she talked about a couple of things. One, she has a leadership coach, which is completely separate from a business coach, which I think that's awesome. I guess I've known they have those out there, but I don't personally know a leadership coach. So if a leadership coach gets out there and listens to this, please contact me. I'd love to talk to you about it. Maybe we can put something together. The other thing is she was talking about how she was working with her business coach, and we do not work with her. And I don't think she ever said who she worked with. But one thing that they talked about, they were erasing from their everyday language and their vernacular is they stop saying change and start saying improving. So I'm going to challenge everybody to stop changing their business and improve their business. And if you're talking to your employees about doing something different, frame it around improvement and not change. If after every meeting as a shop owner, I came back and did all 150 things that were in my notebook to do, everybody's heads would explode and they'd be like, oh my God, we can't take this anymore. I can't believe you're making us do this. And they'd all quit. And I'd give up because you can't change that many things, but you can improve 2 or 3 things at a time. So I'm going to challenge you to stop changing your business and work on improving your business. Thanks, Carm. Thanks, Ashlan, for that. That was great. Another thing I want to talk about to kind of wrap this up a little bit is back to the health and wellness aspect of everything. I spend a lot of time talking to clients now about health and wellness, motivation, routine. We're kind of, working into the next level. The repair shop's running great for most intents and purposes. Now it's time to go in and improve yourself, improve your person, and be the person you want to be. If your body is at optimal fitness, optimal performance, if your brain's working properly, if your body's working properly, then it makes it easier to run your business. It makes it easier to have clarity. For me, I really have to watch this because I'm behind the desk all day. I'm on the phone. I'm working. So I get up early in the morning. I walk and stretch during the day. I need to dig my kettlebell out and work it a little bit. But I'm going to challenge you to improve your health and wellness and your well-being. We started a Peloton group. We're going to push this. You don't have to have the tread or the bike to do it. You can log in and do yoga. You can do stretching, whatever you like, you can do. They also have guided walks. However, but if you don't do any of those things like that, I challenge you, find some way to get out, invigorate your body, invigorate yourself, invigorate your soul, and continue to be passionate about what you do so that you're around here for a long time. I want you here for a long time. I want everybody else to be here for a long time. So those were the 9 things. I want to convey how grateful I am and my family is for you shop owners and people to allow us into your lives and to trust us to do what we do with you. We do some amazing things with some amazing people. And I get texts, I get video testimonials, I get emails from people all the time. And in my office, I have a couple of them hung up, and then I look at the videos. And helping you reach your goals and dreams is really why I get out of bed every morning. I really can't imagine at this point, coaching almost 10 years, having a life where I wasn't doing that. People were like, oh, Chris, with your football background, you should have been a football coach. I probably should have, but that's not what life wanted for me. Life wanted for me to coach great shop owners, great business owners, and move you people forward and do great things in the industry. And hopefully long after I'm gone, I'll be remembered as somebody that made a difference in hopefully many, 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 many lives. At this point, I was looking up some of the numbers. I've worked with almost over 500 shop owners at this point in 10 years. In the beginning, we worked with a lot, 80, 90 a year. If you know my history, you know where that came from. With the special projects, the auto shop profits and cash flow implementations, everything else we do, and classes and teaching through WorldPack. Actually that number's probably bigger than 500. I wish I would have put a tick mark on all of those and been like, hey, but again, I just want to say thank you to everybody. We couldn't do what we do. We couldn't live the life we live without it. From the great things that we've helped our other auto shop owners do, you couldn't live the life you live. Well, I shouldn't say that. You probably live the life you live without me, but maybe it wouldn't have happened this soon. Maybe you would have went further on, or maybe you never would have been there. And so, to me, I tip my cap to you and say thank you. We love and appreciate all of our clients and everybody out there. All you guys have to do is ask for help. If you're struggling and you don't know, just ask for help, and we can get you somewhere to somebody. If I can't do it, I'll find another coach. If it's health and wellness and you don't want us and you want somebody to beat you up in CrossFit, then we'll figure it out. We'll figure out what to do and who to get you with. One more thing I wanted to say. My Granny Cotton, Mary Jo Cotton, passed away a couple of weeks ago. I wanted to put this here. That way it's out in the universe forever. Some of you may know my story. I started out washing dishes in my granny's restaurant when I was like 5 or 6 years old. I used to get up in the morning, ride the bicycle down. I wasn't tall enough to reach down into the bottom of the sink to do the silverware. So I'd stand on a 5-gallon pickle bucket and wash dishes, bust tables, just do whatever. I wore the customers out because I was also the person in charge of the quarters. Like somebody'd hold up their hand and be like, Chris, play us a song on the jukebox. And I'd be like, what would you like me to play? And they're like, just play something. So my favorite song at that time was Rhinestone Cowboy by Glenn Campbell. So if you haven't heard that song, imagine sitting in a restaurant all day and hearing that thing play 20, 30 times. That was me. So, my family, my dad ran a lumber yard. I learned a lot from him, but I learned a tremendous amount from my Granny Cotton. And Granny Cotton made me the man I am today. She helped raise me. She gave me business sense and knowledge. I remember asking her questions and just soaking that up. I just want to close by saying, I love you, Granny Cotton. I miss you, Granny Cotton. You're always with me, and I know you're out there. So thank you so much for making the man I am today. Hey, everybody. Thanks for taking time out of your busy day to listen. If you haven't found us on Apple Podcasts and or Spotify and followed us for free, then why the hell not? It is free after all. If you're listening in on Apple, Spotify, or some other app, I'd love it if you could leave us a review. This has been Coach Chris Cotton from AutoFix-Auto Shop Coaching. If you find yourself struggling in your business or have a feeling like you don't know what you don't know, but you're eager to learn and grow your business, then please feel free to reach out to me, Chris at AutoFixSOS.com, or give me a call at 940-400-1008. I also want to say really, really quickly, be safe. Have a happy new year. Let's close out 2021 strong. Write the record books for 2022 and kick ass and take names, everybody. Have a great year. Thank you so much.